wewe ndiwe Petro,
wewe ndiwe Petro, na juu ya mwamba huu nitalijenga kanisa langu, wala milango ya kuzimu haitaishinda.
Leo tumebahatika kumpata mhashamu askofu mteule mwandamizi katika jimbo Katoliki la Isiolo. Tunafundishwa na waumini wa Kristo kutoka Venezuela kwamba kuomba baraka ya padre, ya askofu, labda ni muhimu zaidi wakati ambapo tunakutana na zawadi hiyo. Na mara nyingi hatuwezi, pengine tunaogopa ama haiji katika mawazo yetu kwamba tunapaswa kwenda kwa baba padre, baba askofu kumwomba baraka. Na tunafundishwa na waumini hawa ambao Father amehudumia kule Venezuela, na wanatufundisha umuhimu wa baraka katika maisha yetu. Katika hali zetu zozote, baraka ya Mungu ipo kwa ajili yetu. Padre, 15 years in Venezuela, and your mom is here, your family is here. How are you connecting? Were you having some time to come for your holiday, or
yes.
You were communicating on phone, or how was it?
First and foremost, the family always supported me. Even when I was in Congo, I mean, they could even write letters and the rest. And especially now with the issue of the internet, it helped also a lot that we could communicate also through internet. And also now, later now with telephone calls, with we were always in contact with my mom especially, and also my siblings, you know. So the ideal situation was, the best thing is that this communication really helped to develop a lot of connection with my parents and my siblings, no? Because they were really concerned what was especially the difficult situation that Venezuela was undergoing. How was I? And each and every time, I mean, I could share, I mean, of course, the challenges that are there, but also the joys. Because sometimes, despite the challenges, I mean, there are also joys, you know, and sometimes these challenges, sometimes they come to become opportunities. Then secondly, we could be coming for holidays. After every 3 years, we come for holidays for 3 months. So that was also a very ample time that we could come and share with the family, the friends, and also visiting. That one is something that I loved always. Whenever I was coming for holidays, I was trying to visit all their stations. Thanks to the parish priests who were there in my parish, they could give me that opportunity to visit all the outstations and meet the Christians. And that one was really something very excellent, because also that was like recharging the battery. So whenever I could go back again to Venezuela, I mean, I had also that energy to continue the mission. Exactly.
Another part of culture from the Venezuela, here in Kenya, probably you are used to ugali, rice, mudokoi. Let's go to Venezuela. What were you used to?
Yeah, Venezuela, it's rich, especially in terms of foodstuffs. I mean, the staple food, it depends also on the region where somebody's stationed, where the mission is. But where I was, especially in Caracas, the capital city, we had one of the staple food was called arepa. Arepa is, if I can explain, is like a small ugali that is made like a small pancake, but it's made with maize, especially maize flour. I mean, and it is sort of roasted, very delicious, no?
Oh, really?
So that one accompanies the meals in the morning, lunchtime, evening, wherever there's a celebration, no? And then we had also rice, and also like meat, especially beef, and also pork, and also sometimes we could also get also goat meat, and also rabbit meat. It was also there. And then also Venezuela is a country that has a lot of fruits, so there it is common to have juices, different type of juice. I mean, whenever we're in breakfast, lunchtime, evening, juice is part of the meal. They have also a very special meal that they call mondongo. Mondongo is a mixture, is like a soup, but has everything. We have some sweet potato, we have bananas, we have tomato. It's a mixture, a lot of vegetables. And in December, which is one of the most beautiful period in Venezuela, they have a very special meal called ajaca. Ajaca is made with the maize flour, and inside with this, you can call it ugali in Kenya, but you put in vegetables, maybe piece of meat, bit chicken and the rest, and it is wrapped.
Oh, wow.
And it is cooked. The beauty of it is the fact that this meal, ajaca, which is eaten especially in December, it is a family gathering. People coming from town and going to the, to the rural places, they go and agree when are we going to meet, and each and every person comes with something to cook. So the young children are the ones to wrap the ajaca. The women are the ones now to prepare the different sauce. The men there the ones to cut the meat and the rest. And it becomes really a moment of also sharing as a family, but also is a moment also for reconciliation, where maybe a brother and another brother, maybe they had some difficulties during the year. So as they continue preparing this, they reconcile.
Wow.
And then the beauty of it is now during Christmas, especially there, because they usually do at the novena, the whole family comes together and they celebrate, they reconcile, they embrace. Even sometimes if somebody of the of the family has passed on, they also cry together. So it is really that family spirit. It is something that really, even till today, I treasure. No,
wow.
Even that's sometimes when I go home, I just tell them, it doesn't matter. Let us look for a goat and let us come and eat, because it is something that brings the family together. And this one really I learned from Venezuela. Yeah, because of the issue of the food.
How would you describe their liturgical celebrations vis-a-vis what we do here? In a nutshell, their liturgical celebration, I don't know, Easter, Christmas, or any, and looking at what we do here.
Yeah, of course, both of Kenya and in Latin America, and particularly in Venezuela, we use the Roman rite. Of course, here in Kenya, because the celebration can take quite a long period, maybe 1 hour and a half, because of the choir and the rest. There it is really structured. Okay. Yeah, it is really structured. Of course, they participate actively, but of course it is shorter. Maybe the choir, we don't have many dancers as liturgical dancers as we have here. Okay. Maybe the clapping is not there. Although on our side, as missionaries, always we had one of the fathers, and I really thank him. Also, he passed on, Father Ariel Oyos. He was my first parish priest. So he was saying, as missionaries, always we need to bring something more, because the founder was our founder, Blessed Joseph Alamano, was always telling us, when you go, wherever you go to somewhere, try to bring something more. So himself was in the parish that I worked with him. He was saying it is a missionary parish, so we need to bring something extra. So we could find that we could organize with the young people, with the youth, with the adults. So that at least the mass can be, we are even calling it a missionary mass. Wow. Especially in the month of October, and also in the month of May. So we could introduce some different elements that we have learned from here in Africa. No, but really there the mass is structured. A Sunday mass really cannot go beyond 1 hour. Okay. A weekday mass, half an hour is already done.
Quite some change. You are back in Kenya, and you are received by your congregation, and where are you assigned?
When I came back here in Kenya, because I came with a decree from the General Superior in Rome, he had appointed us, because we came with Father Zachary and also my other 2 colleagues, coming from Brazil, that is Father Joseph Musito and Father Peter Ochieng, and Father Otone Cantore. They had appointed us to be the regional council of Kenya. So we came to this house, in our regional house, and we began now really to animate our region as such. Of course, 4 of us, that is Father Zachary Kariuki, Father Peter Ochieng, Father Joseph Musito, and also and myself, we were coming from Latin America. So we did not know a lot of about Kenya, because we had not worked in Kenya. So So the first thing was to come and visit all the missionaries in all our missions.
Wow.
Because here in Kenya and Uganda, we have the Kenya, Uganda, it is one region, Kenya and Uganda. So we visited all our missions in Kenya and also in Uganda. Here in Kenya, we are working in 13 dioceses, and in Uganda in 4 dioceses. So we had to visit all these missions. First of all, the missionaries and also the missions, to know first of all where they are, what are they doing. So the first year, that was 2019, it was for that. And then, as we know, 2020, the issue of COVID came in, so we could not, movements were really restricted as such. So 2020 and then 2021, now again we began now moving up and down, visiting all our communities, our missionaries, our formation houses, our retreat centers, our house for the aged. It has really been a wonderful experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tunaongea na mhashamu askofu mteule mwandamizi kwenye jimbo Katoliki la Isiolo ambaye amekuwa katika uongozi wa shirika la Consolata hapa nchini. Tell us more about what do Consolatas do? Of course we know the name, brand Consolata, but for those who may not have come in contact with the Consolata missionaries in their regions, in a nutshell, who are the Consolata and what have they been doing in Kenya since when?
Now the Consolata missionaries is a Italian congregation that was founded in the year 1901 by a priest, diocesan priest called Blessed Joseph Alamano. Soon we are praying that, and is going to be canonized soon, because we got the good news from the Holy See.
Amen.
So we are really happy. So himself, we had founded these Consolata missionaries with one mission, that it was to go to the mission. His first intention was that the missionaries were to go to Ethiopia to do 2 things, and this is what characterizes our charism: evangelization and human promotion. These were the 2 major things. So by that particular time, this invitation which came from one Cardinal Massa, who was working in Ethiopia, they could not enter Ethiopia. So they decided now to pass through Kenya, and then passing through Kenya, as they wait the borders of Ethiopia to open. And then when they reached in Mombasa, they were welcomed by the Holy Ghost Fathers, and the Holy Ghost Fathers, given that they were the ones who are really doing mission work here, they said, let us give you part of it, that is the sort of Nyeri, this side of Nyeri. So they began their mission in a place called Tudu in the year 1902. So there were 4 missionaries who came, and then from Tudu, because why Tudu? Because they were invited by a chief called Chief Karori, and he's the one who really invited them, because he wanted his people to read and write. So they came, they began with schools, dispensaries, visiting homes, and even we have one document called the Moranga Conference. That was like the master plan, or the strategic plan that these missionaries were using. Which involved in evangelization, human promotion, visiting families, knowing the language, knowing the culture. That is what, like the methodology that they used really to reach in the whole of, we can call it Mount Kenya region. Beginning from these sides of Makau until Marsabit.
Wow.
Has been evangelized by Consolata missionaries. And even the founder was, like yesterday we were celebrating also the Feast of Consolata on 20th of June. So he was telling us that your name is Consolata. It is your name and it is your surname. And our charism is evangelization and human promotion. And even founder was telling us that we cannot teach people about going to heaven. But let us first of all make their heaven here on earth before they go, no?
Wow.
Meaning that he was involved a lot in human promotion before we talk about evangelization. But of course the two really go together. So this is what has really helped us a lot, and till today we thank our European missionaries, Italians especially, because many of them, they gave their lives. When we talk about Bishop Perlo, when we talk about big missionaries that came after him, Bessone, even Cavalera. These were big missionaries that really gave their whole life. And many of them, by the way, are buried here in Kenya.
Ravasi.
Ravasi also. they are buried here in Kenya because of the love that they had for the mission. Of course, they got a lot of support from their people in back in Italy. And even that's why we usually say, like for example, Kenya, we have received a lot. Now is the time to give. We received from the missionaries. Now it is the time. Now we need to give.
Yeah.
And for sure, even in our congregation, we usually stress that many missionaries came from Europe, but as we talk now, many of the Consolata missionaries from Africa, and in particular Kenya and Uganda, are outside in the mission. So the country which was a country of mission has become now a country of missionaries. Yes.
Tunaongea na mhashamu askofu mteule, na kwenye shirika la Consolata wamepatia kanisa wachungaji. Mhashamu askofu Peter Kehara, jimbo Katoliki la Marsabit.
Yes.
Mhashamu askofu Anthony Ireri, jimbo Katoliki la Isiolo. Mhashamu askofu Hieronymus Joya, jimbo Katoliki la Maralal, na sasa tuko na mwingine.
Even Pante.
Wale ambao ni wazalendo.
Wazalendo ndio.
How did this news come to you?
This news about the appointment of to be the coadjutor bishop of Isiolo, it was really a big surprise. Yeah, it was really a big surprise, because we were finishing our mandate, regional council, in next year, in the month of May. So we were prepared now, of course, now beginning writing reports that are needed by the General Superior, and also to present for the new regional council that is coming in. So I remember one day the secretary of the nuncio, she's called Sister Ruth, just called me, telling me, look, I mean, His Excellency wants to see you. Of course, it's something normal, because it is not the first time that I was going to the nunciature, because of different issues concerning the congregation. The nunciature always calls any person for consultation and the rest, also to know some reality. So I thought it was just the normal consultation, questions that we might be having, something like that. So he called me in one of the offices there and told me, okay, welcome, we're happy, and then he asked me about the congregation, our region, how we are faring on. Then secondly, about our General Superior. And by the way, the General Superior is a Kenyan from Maralal, Mwamba Parish, Father James Lengarin. So he was just elected last year, that is in the month of May. He asked me, but how is James faring on well with his work? And then I told him, of course, he's doing quite well. And then, what about here in Kenya? I told him, of course, we are doing quite well. After the general chapter, we had, we call it the provincial conference or chapter. So we had already finished in the month of February. So he asked me, but how did it go? And then I just shared with him. It went on well. Then we began now talking about the dioceses where we are working, the diocese of Maralal, Nairobi, and then we mentioned also Isiolo. And then he just told me, you see, now we have your Father Bishop Anthony Mukobo, who is soon retiring, and he has requested the Holy See so that at least he can get a coadjutor bishop to help him in shepherding the flock. So I say, yeah, that's something good, because at least this transition is all something very positive, so that the person can also undergo initiation and also knowing the reality, So he said, yeah, that is something good, and we really encourage. And then he said, yeah, you see, now even the Holy Father is trying to see who this person can be, and this person is you. So I was like, huh? But who? Yeah, of course, first of all, you enter into a shock. I mean, there's a shock of your life. I mean, something that you are not expecting, you have never even had any clue. Just like comes like a bucket that somebody, cold water that is pouring to you.
Wow.
So I was just like, I just got stuck. I did not know what to say. And the good thing with His Excellency, the nuncio, gives you time to digest it. Yeah, he just gave me some few minutes to digest it, waiting. And then he said, okay, now we wait for your reply. So inside, there's a lot of, because you cannot consult any person, you are there in front of
He does not give you time to consult, or he does not require you to consult?
No, there is, no, he just tells you, okay, think about it. Yeah, I mean, it is you. And then, of course, on my side, he was like, well, it's the nuncio who has been appointed by the Holy Father. So it is even the way he puts it is that the Holy Father is requesting you for this mission. So I mean, you just ask yourself, how can you say no to the Holy Father? I mean, unless maybe there's something, a particular reason that you feel that yes, it is maybe difficult to take this responsibility. No. So after some time of thinking, meditating, praying, well, I just told the nuncio, well, yeah, I accept. Now, of course, blindly. Let me put it, is just like accepting it blindly. Of course, what came to my mind at that particular moment, it is just the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary, during the time of the Annunciation, she had her plans. She had even calculated what was to happen. And then God comes with a totally different project that even herself she did not even understand. And at the end of the time, when the project was presented without even understanding, she said, okay, I'm the handmaid of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to your word. So I just said the same thing. Okay, I don't know what it entails. I've never been also, worked in Isiolo as such. Of course, I was passing there to visiting one of what our confreres who were there. But to be in Isiolo as such, I've never worked, so I don't know even the reality. But I have confidence in God, no? Amen. So the good thing also with the nuncio is encouraging. He said, okay, yeah, it is the work of the Holy Spirit. Have confidence. The same God who has called you, it is the same God who is going to give you the necessary graces for this mission. Yeah, so I just then, of course, we are now, he had also to call the Bishop of Isiolo, Bishop Anthony, also to inform him about the same news. And then just communicated to Rome as the procedure which follows after that.
To whom did you break this news first?
One, you see, there's this pontifical secret that it is normally you have it. I mean, you know, and also maybe the bishop concerned also knows, and the nuncio is also very, very correct on this. He tells you, you wait until when it's going to be announced publicly. So we had met on the 24th of April, and then the information came, or the communication came on the 4th of May. Wow. Yeah, 4th of May. So during that time, of course, you wish to share, but you cannot share.
What was going on in your mind? Now, this responsibility here, I don't know, how is it going to be?
Exactly.
Looking at yourself from where you come from, and of course, having gained that experience, huge experience, serving the people both in Kenya and in Venezuela.
Yeah, it was really a moment of try to locate, first of all, where Isiolo is. I mean, the parishes that are there. The population who are there, even the priests. Also, I went to their website just to try to familiarize with yourself. But of course, inside you are just asking, but I mean, where will I begin? But one thing that really gave me a lot of courage, it is also the bishop himself, Bishop Anthony Mukobo, because he was very, very, even till today, he's somebody who is very, very close. He was the first person who really welcomed me to Isiolo. And then secondly, he began preparing everything, because the information came on the 4th of May. It was on a Saturday, and he asked me, Father, please make a position, try a level best to come to Isiolo so that we can present you to one of the celebrations, mass celebration that was on the 5th of May. You know, so he presented me also to the community. So before it was announced, of course, I had to communicate with my good friend, that is Father Zachary, because I mean, we have worked with him for the last 5 years, also with my council members, and then also my parent, my mother, that at least also she knows, sometimes so as not to get that that shock, as such, And then, of course, that one was the day when it was almost to be on that 4th of May, as we were trying, because the community here where I am, they had already organized also for my birthday.
Wow.
So now my mother came, he was invited to come, and then my sisters, my family members, also the community members. So they were celebrating for me the birthday. So as they were celebrating, now at 1, immediately now, all the information came now from Rome, and it was really a wonderful experience, especially with the people with whom we have worked with in this community. So we celebrated together this good news as such.
Wow. On behalf of Capuchin TV, we congratulate you, Baba Askofu, and we wish you all the best, God's blessings. We thank God still that we have been able to follow such consecration events throughout from after COVID, and we are still learning a lot of what the church means by this office. Could you tell us probably what is expected on the Friday, that is evening prayers with the oath of office? What does that involve? What does that call you to do? And then before the consecration on the 27th?
Yeah, first of all, this the ministry as such, the episcopate, of course, first of all, is an honor, and somebody is really humbled because it's a service that we are called to do. So it's something that, of course, we put everything in the hands of God, so that at least He can accompany us in that. So first of all, the first day is going to be on the 26th, that is, when we are going to have the Vespers and the oath. And of course, the diocese is eager and preparing for that, and especially the bishop himself, that is Anthony Mukobo, is really foreseeing this transition, which is really a smooth, really something that I really enjoy. He's there, spearheading everything, putting everything to be in place. Then secondly, the day of consecration, where we are going to be consecrated, and where we invite each and every person who can really participate physically. You are most welcomed. The ones who can also follow us digitally, through the social media, through Capuchin TV, you are really most welcomed. And then the following day, we are going also to have the Thanksgiving Mass. Thanksgiving Mass, just to thank the Lord for this, the gift. That is not my gift, it is the gift of the church, so that we can continue the good work that Bishop Mukobo has begun. Of course, as you know, Isiolo is a very, very young diocese. It was an apostolic vicariate for some time. It is just last year, February, that it was elevated to the status of a diocese. So you can say it is a very, very young diocese, still with a lot of primary evangelization. And of course, we usually say we as Consolata missionaries, we are prepared for that, prepared for mission and that is evangelization and human promotion. So it is really a young diocese where it is predominantly with the Muslims, because it involves the whole Isiolo County. So it is mostly habitable by the Muslims. They are the majority, almost 60%, and then the Christians, where we have the Catholics and other religions, or the other churches. We are almost like 30%, plus also people who are traditionalists. So it is really a celebration that we are looking forward for it, especially with prayer. And I also invite you to continue praying for me, for the Diocese of Isiolo, especially as we usher in this event that God has given to each and every one of us.
Before you conclude, what would you tell the people of Mashinani, the village where you are born, the village where you grew up, in relation to what God can do to people, regardless of where they are?
Really, I usually say, I come from a very humble family. I went even in the normal primary schools. You can call it the village school. That is the primary school called Kenyweni Primary School, where we could even play football with my friends. and then secondary school, and then of course now we can call the seminary life as such, and also the further studies that we have done. So it tells us that really trying to be just humble, simple, doing what somebody is supposed to do, God always gives us the necessary grace to continue. So it is our life is not on our hands. Our hands is in the life of God, and God is the one who molds according to what He wants. I mean, we are just but instruments. So the fact is just to let oneself to be molded by God according to what He wants, in one person. Especially in the Catholic Church. I mean, there isn't any something somebody can aspire. I would wish to become. Even you can ask even my mother or my family or my colleagues with whom we have studied, if somebody can even aspire one time to become a bishop. Never. What we always aspire is to become priest, and even that is only the letter that somebody requests for that. I want to become a priest to serve the people of God wherever the church is going to send us. So it is just putting ourselves in the hands of God, just like the Virgin Mary, so that at least God can mold us and be faithful to this mission that Himself He has given to each and every one of us.
Finally, Baba Askofu, our country is going through these challenging times economically, and that affects mostly the young people. You saw what has happened over the last few days about the cost of living. What would be your encouraging words to especially the Gen Zs who are feeling the pinch, and any Kenyan who is being pressed by life in this situation? Probably take that camera, talk to them in the simple Kiswahili or English that you wish to encourage them to look forward to having a better tomorrow.
Yeah. First of all is to thank really the young people, these Gen Zs, because they are young people that God has gifted them with the gift of life. And the beauty of the young people is the innovative spirit that they have, how creative they are. Even when you look at the social media, TikTok and the rest, they are very creative, and that is something that we need to thank the Lord. Even of the demonstration and the manifestation that have been there for the last 2 days, they even got people really surprised with the capacity that the young people have. So it is a moment of encouraging you, keep up with this spirit, to be innovative, to be creative, and to know that the Lord is always with you. Of course, we have this challenge of like what we are undergoing in our country now. I mean, there's no job opportunities, the finance bill, and so many other difficult situations that we undergo as young people. But let us have that spirit of resilience. Sometimes somebody can give up easily. No, let us have that spirit of resilience, and knowing the fact that even when we have difficulties are opportunities that the Lord is giving to us. So some years back, we could say that the young people are the leaders of tomorrow. You are not the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of today, of now. So continue challenging us, continue having this spirit of resilience, this spirit of converting challenges to be opportunities, and keep up the same spirit.
Thank you so much, Baba Askofu, for finding time for us, and we promise you that we shall be with you on your 3 days of consecration at the Catholic Diocese of Isiolo there. Your last word, Baba Askofu.
Yeah, it's just to thank each and every one. First of all, to thank the Lord for this opportunity that He has given us, that we can meet. Secondly, also thank the Holy Father. It is also important also to thank the Holy Father for appointing me, and I usually say it's not me, it is the Consolata missionaries for this mission, and also now encouraging, asking you to continue praying for the mission that the Lord has given to us. As He says, the harvest is rich, but the laborers are few. So it is a moment of asking you to continue praying for us, accompanying us in our mission, and also finally to ask God's blessing, especially to Capuchin TV for this good work that they are doing for our Catholic Church. It is something commendable that we can now talk about a Catholic TV that is being followed in every part of the world. So thanking also Capuchin TV and inviting you in this celebration, and we are there always at your service because God has called us for this. So thank you very much, and may God bless you, and let us be together in prayer.
Asante sana Baba Askofu, thank you so much for your time. Tumekuwa tukiongea naye mhashamu askofu mteule mwandamizi kwenye jimbo Katoliki la Isiolo. Mwandamizi ni kwamba kanisa imempatia heshima ya kuwa na nafasi ya kurithi wakati askofu ambaye yuko kwenye jimbo hilo atakapostaafu. Kwa niaba wa wote waliofanikisha kipindi hiki, Mungu akubariki na kukulinda. Endelea kutazama runinga ya Capuchin TV, kitambulisho chako Katoliki. Mimi ndugu Mfransisko Mkapuchini Peter Waweru. Mungu akubariki na kukulinda.
Wewe ndiwe Petro,
wewe ndiwe Petro, na juu ya mwamba huu nitalijenga kanisa langu, wala
milango
ya kuzimu
kuzimu
haitalisha.